So the Pittsburgh Penguins won 5-0 and now have a 3-1 series lead with a chance to close out the series tonight at home. Matt Murray was sensational, 31 saves for his first ever NHL playoff shutout in just his second ever NHL playoff game. Now the Penguins have won 9 straight since Murray started, and Murray is looking more and more calm, more like a Wiley vet every day. Now, Fleury practiced before with the team. However, he did not practice in equipment, which leads me to believe that he probably had some sort of setback since he did not even practice with equipment, and it's his second concussion this season. So, we may not see Fleury play again these playoffs. I hope we do. But the fact that he's not practicing with the team, even with equipment, it's not a good sign. We know how long Crosby missed with his concussion. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fleury was effectively shut down for the rest of the season. And they let Matt Murray run with it. So I'm not sure if this was planned. Obviously they didn't plan for him to get concussion, but I'm not sure if they would have just shut him down no matter what, even if he was ready, or if he actually did have a setback. But it could be their way of, giving the reins to Murray and saying, it's your team now, because we all know the expansive draft is coming. And if I'm betting that the team keeps Murray and exposes Fleury, because you can only keep one, and they're not going to be exposing Murray because he'd be snatched up in an instant, and they need him, and Fleury's getting older, and Murray's just coming into his own. He's not even in his prime yet, only 21, not even had a full season, so it could be their way of testing it out, which would be interesting since they're a contending team, but just a theory. But Fleury may have actually had a setback, and we may see him play again. Who knows? I'm hoping he will, but he might not. And Matt Murray's looking pretty good in his play so far. He's outplaying Henrik Lundqvist, which is pretty amazing, as Lundqvist is the best playoff goalie there is in the NHL. Arguably the best goalie in the NHL. You could make a case for him and Carey Price, flip-flop between the two of them. Definitely top two. Braden Holtby's up there as well, but it's impressive stuff what Matt Murray is doing right now. Speaking of impressive, Evgeny Malkin, in his third game back, 4 points, 2 apples, 2 Genos. That's right, Geno got 2 Genos. He was on fire that whole game, didn't even play 13 minutes, and it seemed like he played more because every time he was on the ice, he just made something happen. He made plays happen. His power play goal was sick. He got a sick clap on from the point, which leads me to believe that maybe he's feeling a bit better. Maybe whatever ailment he had in the upper region is feeling better. However, he did not play a lot, so that could lead me to believe he's not 100%. But that might just be because the game is so wide open that there's no point in really playing him a lot. However, Crosby still continued to play, and he played 19 minutes, which I thought was interesting because he played by far the most of any forward. In a game that was over, he still continued to play minutes. So, interesting choices. Malkin looked great. Crosby looked great. Quietly went about business. 2 points, a goal and an assist. Hornqvist continued to look really good. Letang had another really strong game. Letang and Mata were very strong. Lovejoy and Cole were also much better. I still don't like that they're in the lineup, and I still don't want them to play, but they played a lot better. Dumoulin had a strong game, made a really nice feed to Malkin for Malkin's goal. Connor Sheary, again, this kid, he is looking more and more like a player. That was one of Shearer's very last moves that he did. Tom Fitzgerald, who was the ex-assistant general manager, I think he's now left to go with Shearer or to go to Boston. But anyways, he signed him and found him. Shearer's from the Boston area, and he's from there. And at UMass Amherst, found him, signed him as a free agent. He had a great rookie season last year, his first full rookie season, and this year in Wilkes when he was down there, and they signed him in 2014, and he's looked really good. He's so fast, but he's smart. He's small, but look at Tyler Johnson. Look at Johnny Gaudreau. You can tell me that small players can't play hockey because he's small and he's really feisty. He has the speed to keep up with Crosby. He has the smarts and the wherewithal. He knows where to be. Patrick Hornqvist is much more of an in-your-face, grinded-out type game that Crosby loves to play with, that creates space for him. But Sheary's the kind of guy who can not obviously match his skill, but match his speed. he can go toe-to-toe with him. He can score. He can create some more offensive ability on that line, and with not just Crosby. And that line's been really good. Sheary's looked really good. And that was a heck of a pickup by Shiro. It's interesting because for all the flack that people gave Shiro as a GM his last couple of years, he was pretty bad his last couple of years, and his drafting his scouts were pretty abysmal with drafting. But his last couple of drafts are starting to pan out. They're not all that bad. You have Brian Ross making a contribution on the fourth line. He's contributing to lineup. He's not going to get you a lot of points, but he's a good fourth liner who can play. He's got speed. Scott Wilson was playing really well before he went down with injury. You have Tom Kuhnackel, who just came out of nowhere. He was top scorer in junior, but he didn't look like he was going to pan out in the AHL. He just came out of nowhere. He's really impressed me this season with his speed, with his tenacity. He's great on the penalty kill. He's been a huge part of that team. And then, of course, Connor Sheary was another signing. Josh Archibald played a game for the Penguins this year, who Ratio drafted. These are all late-round draft picks. Scott Wilson was the 7th-round pick. Russ was a 5th-round pick, I believe. Kuhnackel was a 3rd-round pick. Then there's Jake Gunsell and Teddy Bluger down in the AHL. Jake Gunsell's, who they just signed to a tryout, is looking really good with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. He's got, I think, an assist last night. He's got a couple. I think he's averaging about half a point a game since he's been up, which has been really good. As a 21-year-old, he's looked really solid. Teddy Bluger doesn't have any points yet, but he's playing well. Then you have J.S. Day, who he signed as a free agent, who's looking like he could provide some scoring, provide some offense. None of these players are superstars, but they have depth. They add depth to the lineup, so you don't have to have the Tanner Glasses or the Craig Adams of the world, and that's something that Pittsburgh has not had the luxury. So for all the flack that we give Ray Shero, he didn't leave the cupboard bare, as so many thought he did. He left it a little bit full, with some nice pieces to complement the other stars. So good job, Ray Shero. That's all I have for this game. The Penguins can close it out tonight. I think they're going to get it done. I think that this team's just way different from teams of the past. Every time that they've had a task, they've stepped up to it. Lundqvist will bounce back. He will be really good today. But I think the Penguins will finish it off at home, even though I initially said Penguins in 6. So that's all I have for this video. Please like if you like, subscribe if you really like it, share with all your friends, tell everyone, and I'll see you hopefully after the Penguins close it out. All right, let's go Penguins.